All right, I'm in the interview room with the CEO of Bellator, Bjorn Rebney. How you doing, Bjorn?
I am doing very well. We're working hard and things are going good. I'm having a good run right now.
That's good. All right, Bjorn, I'm gonna throw you some questions, kind of a rapid fire sort of thing. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, number one, with the recent growth of media coverage, what are some goals for the future of Bellator fighting, long term and short term?
Boy, short term is to sell out the different venues that we go to achieve really strong numbers in terms of our ratings for our live primetime show on Fox Sports Network Thursdays from 8 to 10. And to continue on a consistent basis to build this brand, to get into more households, to get content in the hands of more people, to continue to disseminate our content and get people connected to what we do, and to our seminal point of difference, which is the tournament format and the objectivity where fighters control their destiny as opposed to a matchmaker in a suit controlling their destiny for them. Long term, it's really to first and foremost to continue to be a viable business entity in the mixed martial arts space. Our industry is strewn with the bodies and the carcasses of a lot of people and a lot of groups who've gotten into this space and made tactical errors in terms of this business and ended up failing. So I've tried very diligently with a tremendous team of people to put us on a road to be here 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, 10 years down the road as a viable entity with a substantial point of difference in the MMA space on national television. So it's to continue to build the brand, produce great looking shows, sell out houses, and develop stars.
So you got a lot of stuff coming up, and hopefully it works out.
Yeah, we've got we've got 24 events coming up before Halloween, which is more than any promoter in the MMA space. We've got more nationally televised live events than any promoter in the MMA space. So we have a lot on our plate, but we've got a very good, very strong team that's out executing.
Beautiful. At the MMA Awards, Toby Amata won the Submission of the Year. How proud of you were when he was one of the fighters beating out the rest of the superstars for that award?
Well, I personally, I think they should have renamed it the Submission of the Decade. It was that spectacular. I thought it couldn't have happened to a better guy in terms of here's a fighter who is the classic example of a guy with great skill, with great ability, with world-class talent who'd never been babied. He'd never had matches set up for him. He'd consistently been one of those guys that promoters called late because they knew he was good and they knew he was talented, but he'd never had anybody guiding his career. And we gave him an opportunity to show what he was really about. And man, oh man, he took one of the top lightweights in the world in Jorge Masvidal and executed a submission that had never been seen before in any kind of an MMA event on television. I mean, it was a huge moment for Toby. It was a huge moment for our brand. And it spoke to the issue of guys really putting it out on the line for this tournament format, trying things that they might not otherwise try. And it was a win-win-win all around. And it happened to a heck of a nice guy.
And boy, was it his submission, that's for sure.
Oh man, I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, you go up on YouTube and it's got hundreds of thousands. I think it may be quickly approaching 1 million views. But it was so unusual. And while I know guys that have trained with people who have done it or tried it. I mean, it's not a completely never before heard of move, but boy, to execute it on a nationally televised show, and especially to execute it against a guy like a Jorge Masvidal. I mean, it wasn't as though he executed it against an opponent. It wasn't as though he executed it against a guy who had 4 or 5 fights who just didn't see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
He pulled off that move against one of the better lightweights in the world, and that's what takes it even to the next level.